Okay, tonight's Village of Stryker council meeting on December 12, 2016, starting at 6 p.m. Tonight, the prayer is going to be led by Matt Dodd. He is the police chaplain and First Baptist Church of Stryker. Mr. Dodd, if you would, please.
Let's pray. God, you are the author and giver of life, and we praise you for being Lord over all. And we come to you humbly and thankfully that you would give us our lives. We thank you for our country, and we thank you for our village of Stryker. And I thank you for each person in this room and how they serve and give and sacrifice. And I pray for them as they go about this meeting, that you'd give them wisdom and understanding for what is best for our community. God, we praise you for the ability to work together, and we pray that you'd give them unity as they meet tonight and in the future as well. We thank you, and we pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And tonight, I get to lead the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Good job, Chad.
Okay, roll call, please.
Armstrong.
Yes.
Overland.
Yes.
Blevins.
Yes.
Sperling.
Yes.
Frisbee.
Yes.
Tompkins.
Yes.
Previous minutes was put in the packet. Did everyone get a chance to read through those? Any additions or corrections? If none, we'll take a motion.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of 11, 15, 16.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call?
Overland.
Yes.
Blevins.
Yes.
Sperling.
Yes.
Frisbee.
Yes.
Tompkins.
Yes.
Armstrong.
Yes. Finance report dated 12/8/2016. Any questions for Beth? And then Beth, will you have any input?
Yes, I have a question. I see on page 2 of 3 on the payment listing, $6,035 of Dale Construction. I just wonder what that is.
That would be our sidewalks.
Okay.
There was a prior signed commitment for those. So I think we did 4 spots.
Okay.
For input, we brought in 76,000 and spent 72 roughly this month. Overall for the year, we are down 40,000, which with A. Schumann gone, I figured on 45, but we have not taken in December. I have not taken in December water and sewer and taxes yet, so I actually think that we will be closer to 20 to the good by the end of the month. So very steady for the year. I think very positive for next year that, this is the first year that we're breaking even, and next year with the loan being paid off in July, we should see a lot of good things starting to grow.
Well, that sounds really good.
That's fine.
Yeah, all the concerns that we had, or Beth brought to us about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, definitely has kind of leveled out a little bit. So the council did a great job there as far as curtailing some of the downfall that we were having. So is there a motion for accepting the finance report?
Sure, I'll entertain a motion that we accept the finance reports as of December 8th, 2016.
I'll second.
And roll call.
Blevins,
Yes.
Sperling,
Yes.
Frisbee,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Overland.
Yes.
That brings us to communications. We'll start over here on my right-hand side. Any communications from this side? Did you have any communication? I'll start right here. Okay? Did you? Okay.
Nah.
We have another section. We'll give you a chance.
No.
There was a couple sitting here. I'm surprised you didn't do this one. Mr. Sperling, the Ohio Gas Company, doing the Merry Christmas 2016. Basically, just a heads up, make sure you think about safety before you dig. The smell, all that stuff. One of the biggest issues that they have is people digging.
Quite true.
And then there's another one that came here to the village, the 2017 Relay for Life of Williams County, June 16th and 17th. So that's a ways out there. That is up here as well. If you're interested in looking at that or looking through it. As far as communication, that was all that I have, Beth, or Alan.
I do have one.
Okay.
As every year that I usually help out a couple of local schools. Hilltop, in particular, I usually job shadow. I usually let a couple students job shadow. I did get a thank you letter from Baden Jones, who was the son of former Deputy Doug Jones. I had him in to ride with me, I guess probably been late November, somewhere around there. So, has it dated December 5th, 2016. Dear Mr. Schlosser, I appreciate your time given to let me job shadow you. Enjoyed accompanying you in the police cruiser and pulling somebody over and just driving around. It was very interesting and a good experience for myself. That day helped out a lot with my decision for becoming a form of law enforcement. Thanks again. Sincerely, Baden Jones.
Very nice.
Nothing that he sat on Road Street all day. Wait for you?
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to citizens. Patsy Mueller.
I have nothing.
Okay. Committee reports, we did not have any at this time, which brings us to the old business. Christmas decorations. And I'm going to pass this one over to Beth, and then I'll probably interject a little bit here and there.
First off, it was great that everybody showed up to put up the garland and community support. And that's really nice to see. I was working on, actually I contacted a company and got a quote, or I'm getting a quote, on taking the decorations down and storing them and possibly adding to them next year. What I looked at was a company that goes to Holiday City. They're out of Indiana. And I made contact with them, and they're supposed to be coming before the end of December and giving me a price quote on that. So that's what I just wanted to let you know. When I have something, I will bring it back. What I was looking at is a couple clubs and organizations and individuals have mentioned donating, and this company does a price per pole, and they can either put up new every year, or they can take the existing, store, pretty much whatever you want, they do. They take on the responsibility, the liability. If something doesn't work right, they come, they switch it out. I'm just trying to get an idea of what a cost like that would be, and if there would be interest in the community into helping out with that. And it would actually be like a contract that would have to come back to council.
And one of the things with that, currently, I believe that was looking at a 3-year type contract. One of the things that you really probably noticed is there's the garland up there. I have a list of people, and I'll go through and I'll publicly thank them as well in the video here. But it's one of those that there have been a ton of comments about how nice it looks. If you remember from years ago, there used to be other items on the poles. Those are no longer around. We can't find them. To go through and purchase those, they do become a little bit salty. For what they are, I'm saying they're right in the ballpark because it's not a one-time use type item. You're going to use them over and over. So the thought came from Beth is, let's see about using this other company that will come in, and then we can at least get it up to where it looks really cool here in our hometown. But then we can start going through and starting to purchase some of these things and then eventually take it back over, so we don't have a large cost up front. I was contacted. There are people that are willing and wanting to donate money towards the Christmas lights. There's one individual that wants to donate a decent amount in honor of his parents. So that is a possibility as well. There is a group, I think you were following that a little bit online, on Facebook that got the light started. I was asked the other day, hey, whose idea was it to get the Garland back up? I did one of these because it was really a Facebook thing where the community came together and said, how's come we don't have this? So that got the ball rolling, and there was a large group, and this is where I'll name them. Brian and Casey Glock came in, Jason Light, Dave Roofer, Lana Tompkins, Alan Reedsucker, Gary Stuckey, Zach Bowers, Olivia Jaggers, Ava and Lily Bowers, and Josh and Emily Clemens, as well as their girls. I'm sure I'm missing someone, but it was really neat because there was no ulterior motive except let's make the town look nice. So that was really neat. And I did hear something the other day from someone just happened to be driving through. They're not necessarily from this area originally, but they've been around for about 4 years. They complimented Stryker on looking, in their eyes, the best decorated. So I thought that was kind of pretty cool, just because it's kind of nice to see it back. So that's where this came from as far as with Beth going through and doing a little bit of digging. So it's definitely something that,
I'd like to add to that too, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to thank the, I think it was the third grader kids. that
oh, yes,
decorated all
yes,
the-
yes.
the
Well,
trees.
there was more than just that grade. There were several from Stryker School that went through and decorated the pine,
Yeah,
or the little Christmas trees.
looked really good.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't put that on my list. But yeah, the kids did a great job. That leads us into the land bank. Well, let me back up. The Christmas decorations, some of the boxes right now, they are being stored by Jagger Cones for us. So we're utilizing, through their kind heart, some space. They're holding our boxes. That is going to be a difficult item, but it's short term.
Okay, will they store the garland if we have it at the end of the season?
Right now, it's short term.
Okay, gotcha. I will say that historically, the shooting stars, as nice as they were in a state of collapse, wiring issues, burned out bulbs, and there wasn't much left to hang. And that's why they disappeared. Storage for years was, I don't want to say a recent point of finger pointing, but storage became a very serious and real
Absolutely.
issue. And then ownership and transfer of ownership, because nobody wanted to be responsible for them. So I think this sounds, we'll find out what the costing is, but I think this sounds like a great solution. I like your idea that we would slowly purchase and take it back over again with the passage of time. And I'm sure that modern equipment is more durable, and the lights, LED lights are going to be far superior to the old.
Now, as far as some of the snowflakes that we currently have, we're not looking to get rid of those.
Yeah.
We're not looking to do that at all.
Just
They're very
blend
nice,
them with other,
but we wanted to start mixing some other things in as well.
but storage, I mean, just, keep in the back of your mind, looking forward, that storage
Could be an issue.
becomes, it
Absolutely.
takes space.
It does. It does.
It could probably fill an entire bay of the building next door, and maybe that's not a bad use of some of the building space there.
It's full.
Yeah, there's definitely an issue there,
Okay.
but we're looking at some options, and that's why I wanted to bring up Jagger Cones. They were very generous to
That's very
store
nice.
them for us, as well as Jason over here at the hardware. He's stored them for years.
Yeah.
He's done his time as
Yes.
far as
And
community
can't
support.
fault him for needing the space for
Absolutely,
other purposes.
absolutely. And he's been wonderful, wonderful. Okay, next one goes into land bank properties. For 4 of the 6 of you, there has been some properties that the council, as well as myself, kind of identified inside the village that we want to get some work done. It's time to move on these. And then, as we started to do that, Williams County Land Bank kind of became created, or was birthed. So we backed off just a little bit, because if they were looking to take on some properties, they might be able to do something here. So we didn't want to make the water any muddier. So Beth, and I think Patsy, was you involved a little on that one as well, or was it all Beth? I don't know. Beth, okay. So Beth, can you give us an update on some land bank?
I contacted Vicki Graham, the Williams County Treasurer, because she's part of the land bank, and she is going forward on 2 properties here in Stryker, looking to go through the foreclosure process, and one of them would more than likely be a demo, and one they might try to flip if they can get more than what's owed, but, so 2 of them are being in, I think we had it narrowed down to 6.
We had it down to 6, and then we had possible activity
Uh-huh,
on 4, which is now 2.
uh-huh.
However, you
I
have,
have another one that I have contacted Maumee Valley, and I'm working on getting a grant for, I believe
repairs.
this individual would fit under, the income to possibly has a roof issue and would have them do a grant where they would actually come and fix it for him. So, yeah.
So out of the
So-
6, right now, we have good possibilities on 3.
It's not bad.
It's not perfect, but it's definitely,
Well, that one across the street was one of the 6, wasn't it?
now, that
That
was
was the
in the
second
original that we were looking at.
But then we knew action was.
Right.
Yeah, so we started backing off of that one. And that's nice to see they're slowly taking that.
50%, and we're just getting started, that's not bad in the least, but I think that's quite an accomplishment myself.
So, it's like anything else, it's not going to be an overnight type thing with those, but it's definitely moving in the right direction.
And that's what Vicki said, is, the 2 that she's working on, it's gonna be a process because they have not been able to make contact with the owners. So, but we are making
They have-
progress.
They have a little more leeway than we can on taking things. Okay, anything else with the land bank? I think that covers everything. Okay, we'll go to number 10, legislative. The second reading of resolution 01, TAC 2017, TAC 01, the state purchasing program.
I'll entertain the motion to pass the second reading of resolution 01, 2017-01.
Second.
And roll call.
Sperling,
Yes.
Crispy,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yeah.
Oberlin,
Yes.
Blevins.
Yes.
The next one we're looking at is suspending the rules and passing ordinance numbered 2016, TAC 08, which is the payroll ordinance.
I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules for 2016-08.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Crispy,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Oberlin,
Yes.
Blevins.
Yes.
Sperling.
Yes.
Next is the second reading of village,
No, we have
oh,
Yes.
sorry.
I make a motion that we pass ordinance 2016-08.
Second.
Armstrong,
And roll call.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Oberlin,
Yes.
Blevins,
Yes.
Sperling,
Yes.
Crispy.
Yes.
Okay, may I go to the next one? Sorry, I was thinking ahead. Village of Stryker ordinance number 2016, TAC 10. This would be the second reading, which pertains to the keeping of chickens. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 2016-10.
Second.
I'm just getting tired.
And roll call.
Armstrong, Oberlin,
Yes.
Yes.
Levens,
Yes.
Spurling,
Yes.
Frisbee,
Yes.
I look at it.
Tompkins.
Yes.
Looking to suspend the rules and pass ordinance number 2016 TAC 11, which is the 2017 annual appropriations ordinance.
Make a motion, we suspend, ordinance 2016-11.
I'll second that.
And roll call?
Oberlin,
Yes.
Levens,
Yes.
Spurling,
Yes.
Frisbee,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong.
Okay, can we get a motion to pass ordinance number 2016 TAC 11?
Make a motion, we pass ordinance 2016-11.
Second that.
Roll call?
Levens,
Yes.
Spurling,
Yes.
Frisbee,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Oberlin.
Yes.
Okay, before we go into the administrative report, would like someone to make a motion to go into executive session for compensation of personnel and the possible purchase of land.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All I would ask is, we name who's gonna be on it.
The other, we would just need, well, just the paper's fine.
Okay,
We'll
just
exclude
exclude
the
the
paper.
paper.
Yeah, we'll
Sorry.
exclude the paper. And then you want to grab the camera?
Oh, and the camera.
This will be
Yes.
short.
All right.
I said that last time, it was 2.5 hours. This one.
So we will be short this time since we're long last.
We got those little blocky things buzzing.
Hey, show him.
Okay, we're back in session. I need a motion so she can record that we came to come out of
Motion to return
executive.
to regular session.
Sure, I'll entertain a motion that we return to regular session from our executive session.
I will second that motion.
Roll call.
Spurling,
Yes.
Frisbee,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong, Oberlin,
Yes.
Levens.
Yes.
Okay, that leads us into administrator report. All yours.
Leaf pickup has been completed for this season. It's been a relatively quick one. Leaves came down good. We had to take the box off and get the plows on, so that just happened as of Friday, so got the snow under control. We've been dealing with a storm line issue on East Curtis Street. There's been some blockage in the tile. Had it cambered, had it jetted. Come to find out it's roots. So we're dealing with the issue right now, deciding replace or just clean or what the possible outlets are. So the Christmas lights, back to that, the Garlock on just south of the railroad, the light is out, and we have no way of getting up to check it. I checked the outlet; it's all plugged in. Willis Electric was out with the lift to repair the sensor for the not motion, but the light sensor, dusk to dawn. They had to order some parts, and I told them, while you're out there, check out that strand. So haven't heard back. They were out to check everything, but haven't heard back from the what was the issue with that. So if you see it's out, it's being repaired. Other than that, this was our first big snowfall, and the guys did a great job, and I want to thank them for helping out. And if you've had any complaints, just let me know.
I would say there was no get back in the swing of it gradual.
No.
It was, you had to knock the rust off the boots right off the bat.
Yep.
It was, here it is. But yeah.
It's just like riding a bicycle. Once you get right back on it, just like clockwork, running those things, isn't it?
Yep.
Getting it out.
Steve helped us out on Sunday yet.
So good.
And Jordan.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I have.
Well, thank you, sir. Next, Chief Slusher.
All right. Like I said, it wasn't too bad of a month. Well, first of all, do I need to go over anything on the front page? Any questions on that aspect?
I don't have
Um,
it clear.
Yeah. And as far as the monthly stats go, it was kind of a short month from our last meeting until this one, so obviously the total reports are way down. I think we only had like 3 weeks in a day or something like that in there since our last council meeting, so 42 reports, 20 traffic warnings, 1 citation. Really, that's about it. Did you want me to, I guess, let the council know the official start date for Jordan?
Yeah,
Because that's got to be like reflected within the minutes or something like that. So, because of the pay periods, the way they're broken, if we started Jordan on January 1, it's right in the middle of our pay period. So, as far as Beth's his retirement towards PERS and then starting with OPNF, it kind of puts a big wrench into the system because week 1 is the last week of December and week 2 for our pay period is in January. So we're actually starting Jordan on Christmas Day, which would be Sunday, beginning of the pay period. So they'll start the 25th. His first day of official duty will be a holiday. They'll get holiday
Good place to start.
Yeah. So,
it's easier, I asked Steve to do this because it's easier to have him, once he's full-time salary, he's gonna be police and fire versus OPERS. So that is the reasoning. I asked him if he could please start on a pay period because it's just easier to make the switch with police and fire and OPERS that way. And I made our payroll starting with the first pay period ending, our payroll ordinance with the first pay period ending in January for that reason. So everyone starts, so their first check in January is actually their 2017 wages that way. It's just a nice clean break. And it would help me getting him on insurance and getting him a physical.
So it's gonna be really nice, that you only have 2 full days or 48 hours to cover with part-time. I know we're still short.
yeah.
I understand that, but, it's definitely gonna be a benefit.
Yeah, we're, again, I think we have enough officers if they would step up and take some hours. But, again, I was able to weed out, several. I gave them the option, either work or go find somewhere else. And, we had a couple that took, option B. So, they knows we're officers that were, again, I was just holding their service days for, making sure, that mandated, the continuing professional training and everything. But as far as, I didn't see any reason to provide them a badge and an ID card and make me liable for their actions while they're off duty. When I can see, those officers coming in and performing, on a regular basis, I can see, I know every one of those officers, I know their demeanor and the way they act, and, they are professional, when they deal with the public, but, when you're not out here on a consistent basis, things can change. So that was my philosophy on that. So, but other than that, folks, I don't have anything. Again, you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know. Now, and you should have an updated roster, I'm assuming. Everybody should have one. I know you asked for
Yeah.
one, Bob. The only thing that's gonna change is Jesse. Probably at the end of January, Jesse's gonna be leaving. So that would be really about it. And obviously, and I need to get better about keeping you all updated with everybody. And don't hesitate to, obviously, I have two, my primary, my alternate. My alternate is my wife, so that's just letting you know, if you do try to call me if I don't answer. But I'm not gonna provide a schedule to everybody. You can just as easily call, our landline if you need to talk to one of our officers. If you need to talk to me, I'm 24/7. But I would just ask, if you do need to talk to an officer or pertaining to a particular officer, just go through me first. Okay?
Any questions? All right, thanks, Chief.
Good to go.
Thank you.
And I'll give you a copy of this.
Okay, that brings us into the other, I'll jump in and then I think some of you are gonna piggyback off of this. There'll be a couple items that I have. 2017, the committees, you will see, we have the current year, the two of you got thrown in where the others were, on who you replaced. There's a service committee, safety committee, finance, health, welfare, and judiciary. Those will be coming in, next month for 2017. Those I'll go through and assign. However, if you have one of those that you truly have a heart for a compassion for, let me know which one it is. And I don't want to deny someone that really has a desire to be on one of those specifically. If you want to look up the village ordinances that explain each one of those, it is 121.03. And please don't think that I had that at the top of my head. I had it on my hand. It's a little cheat sheet. So 121.03. Look those over, and you all have my phone number. You have my email. If you fall short and you walk in the office one day, you can say something to Beth as well. But let me know if there's one that you specifically want. Then also as a reminder, next month, I think Bob is currently on the shortest term of president that I have known of. The president seat will come available next month for the 2017. However, he does carry over into 2017 until the next one is appointed. So be thinking of that as well. The other thing, give you an update on, since we're in the other, I think it was the end of last week, Wednesday, Thursday, we did get some of the land property as far as for the Dollar General. Those were signed by myself and Alan to get sent in for the split so the deed can come through. Now with that one, there was a ton of discussion with our solicitor, and she wasn't able to make it tonight, but she went through with the partners in her office where there was a lot of discussion over it. So it was one that it took a little bit of time because there were some questions. And we kind of knew that our solicitor would be able to use her office for things that she wasn't 100% sure of. And she did that in this case. So that was put in, and I believe Beth, I signed it one day. I actually forgot my keys one night. I was going to drop it off, but I dropped it off next morning, and Alan signed it, and then Beth took it over that morning. That was Thursday, I believe, maybe Friday. Friday. So that is now in, and then we can. That was the next step that we were waiting on for the Dollar General. But that, as of right now, things are still moving on that.
It was squared off.
Okay, good.
So,
I'm glad to hear that, and I had a chance to talk to Katie. I'm curious, I'm glad it turned out fine and everything. I'm just curious on, when they had such great discussions on it, there's something weird about it, or unique about that.
So they did get it through. They were perfectly content. When I sat down with her, she started to go through, and I said, wait a minute, are you satisfied with it? Did you go through? Is it all okay? Yes. I said, you don't have to give me all the details. I could see it on the thing. I didn't need to know step 1 through 60, or whatever it was, to get to the point it was at on paper. So,
And actually, I'm rather intrigued by that step 1 through 60. It's an educational opportunity.
so that is done there. And I believe there was a question about, since I was talking about the south project as far as with the Dollar General, what was your question there?
My question was, I know one time we requested that the property, the south end, would be posted on Webco's website
Okay.
for sale. Has anybody checked to make sure it's there? I know I've looked for it and I haven't found it.
I had heard it was there. I did not personally look. I had heard it was out there, but really wasn't out on the forefront. But that's something, can we go through, one of us, or one of you guys go through and see where that's at? And speaking of that south property, do you want to mention here what we're doing with the farmland currently?
Yes, we did put it out for bids. I have had one person come and pick up a packet, not the person that currently has it under lease. So, it is, I put out that we would receive bids on the 29th at noon. So it is out there, it has been in both papers. It had to run once a week for 5 weeks. So that will put us right up till the end. It'll be in there this week. It has been in on Tuesdays. So, I think it'll be in there 2 more times in each paper, the Bryan Times and the Village Reporter.
And when do we actually have to award that contract?
It's up the end of December, the current one, so,
We don't have any great rush, except whoever's gonna farm it needs to know they're gonna farm it.
yeah,
so they can make
yeah, I mean,
decisions.
well, generally when you do that and you open them, like I put a deadline, the 29th at noon, generally whoever puts in will call
Oh, okay.
and see what the results are, but
So you
but
guys
you don't
can
have to
assign that.
firmly accept, you won't formally accept it till January.
Okay, so we do need a council meeting to accept it then?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, there will be an actual lease. I put it a 3-year lease, I made available the prior lease, plus the ordinance where we advertised it, showed exactly what we're leasing out.
Minus the Dollar General.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so, in January, yeah, you will, ideally, I will bring a option to you, this is what we have. Don't have, I mean, I guess that's a possibility too, but, yeah.
So which property are we talking about that you mentioned about being for sale? Which
It would be
lot
the
is that
rest
on?
of it down to
County Road.
E50.
Okay, that's not the
South of-
farmer's property, that's like beyond Brown's.
Right.
Correct,
On
all the way
on
up
that
to
south
E50.
side.
all that.
Okay, gotcha.
The town owns that
Okay.
section.
It was kind of like the letter H,
Yeah,
so it was kind
okay.
That
of,
was
but it was the remainder of it.
38 acres or something?
30.
It'll be 32, it was
It was
36.
Okay, it was 36, so
Minus
short of, it was probably 40, and got some, well, probably Steve's house was a farmhouse as part of it. That probably took an acre or 2 out of it.
What you see that was farmed there, that was town owns all that.
Okay.
That is all that I have for other. Now I'm gonna jump to you guys since I started on my right last time. I'll start here on my left. Anything for other? No, sir. Go.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
Okay. Then I'll come over to you guys. Anything? Chief? Anything under other? Beth? No? Okay. Right before you adjourn, just want to say, I really hope that you all have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time off. If you get some, enjoy that time off. Enjoy your families. I know it's definitely a time when you can go through and everyone's home or you're off running and to someone else's home, but enjoy that time. Make sure you eat plenty. That's part of it. It leads to very, very good naps. So truly enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your time off. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion. It's coming back, Bob. Yes. It's been a few years.
Yeah, yes.
I ask you a question, what's the address for the Dollar General?